So for me as a Christian, I will not discount the God factor in life for success. That God is the one who created us. And the Bible makes us to understand that we were created in the image of God. The Bible says that in the image of God created he male and female, the man and the woman. Now, what made man to lose that power is the fall. Now, when God created man, he gave man authority and dominion over all. Can you imagine that Adam didn't go to any school? But when God gave him the assignment to give names to everything, everything that we are learning now was named by someone who never went to class 1. Do you know that? Whatever we are struggling to learn, whatever we are struggling to know, whatever we are finding it difficult, was named by somebody who never been to school. Why? Because the image of God was in him. So the Bible says that and Adam gave names. So whatever that we call today, which we are learning and trying to discover, was just done by one person, and that is the God factor. It was when man lost that relationship with God that we lost most of the decision. So one thing that can really make us to get back to that state is when you are restored. When you are restored, and that restoration comes by you having a relationship with God. God is righteous, God is holy, God is loving. So any act that goes contrary to his will and ways distances us from him. But as you live a life that glorifies God, then you are drawn closer to him. And because you are drawn closer to him, you begin to think like him. You begin to do things like you may not be a God, but the power of God in you makes it possible for you to be able to do many things. And the God factor is very important. In fact, you may say that, well, I know people who are not Christians, I know people who are this, and they have made it. Then you probably do not understand what we mean by making it. When we talk about holistic success, when we're talking about real success, fulfilled success, you cannot have fulfilled success without God. And therefore, I want to encourage you. I know many of you, some of you, when you were at home, your parents will force you, let's go to church. And because you were under their control, you had no option than to go. Now you have found yourself in a free society where there's no father or mother. It's not like the segment school in a boarding school where we must all be compelled to go to assembly, where we must all be compelled to go for worship. So here, it's a world of freedom. But that freedom, if it is not managed well, if it's not regulated well, can really lead you to destruction. And therefore, you need God. You need God. I mean, get closer to God. And as you get closer to God, he will direct you. I mean, there are countless examples of things that are popping because of God. I remember one time I was going to write a paper in the professional exams. I was doing it on my own self-study. And for whatever, I don't know, but just the morning to the exams, I mean, something just prompted me. I believe in the Holy Spirit. Just go and read something. And I went in, a question, and I look at it, the solution. When I went to the exam hall, it was just there. How could it have been? It is God. And people have testified how God directed them, how the Spirit of God led them, how they were moved by the Spirit of God to do. And for me, I can just tell you that my life is just because of God. And therefore, you can't do anything without God. If you are a believer, if you are a Christian, you read the Bible. In the book of John, chapter 15, it says that I am the vine and ye are the branches. It goes on and said, oh, without me, ye can what? Without me, you can what? Do nothing. Without God, you cannot do anything. You may seem to be succeeding, but without God, one day everything will crumble. But if you have God, it will be sustained. So hold on to God, cleave unto God, and I can assure you that you will live in the walls of this campus with joy and fulfillment. Not only that, but your next step will be with joy and fulfillment. And eventually in life, you realize that you have lived a fulfilled life because you didn't depend on yourself, you didn't depend on anybody, but you depended on God. That's what I want to say. Thank you very much.
Beautiful, beautiful. Clap, 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 clap well, clap well, clap well, clap well. So in a nutshell, we've learned that we have to build character and emotional maturity. We have also learned that scholarly pursuit of academic excellence comes through diligence, hard work, devotion to God, and then being able to be diligent. Wisdom increases through intentional efforts. You don't just sit down and think you are going to succeed or you are going to have your passion revealed to you by God. You have to be intentional about it. We also learn that your integrity will preserve your credibility. So keep your integrity and don't just have shortcuts to getting success. We have to be diligent in our studies, integrity in our relationships, and have a teachable spirit. Have these group discussions. When you go for group discussions, ask questions, and then if you can teach, to teach. Don't be selfish. As you expose these kind of ways of asking questions and then being asked questions, and you are also being engaged in these discussions here and there, you are also learning. Then lastly, grow excellence through discipline and character. I think we've learned something good this afternoon. Clap for yourself for this. Now, before we leave, I want to give you the opportunity to ask questions. We are just taking 2 questions because of our time. So anybody with a question, yes, please give her the microphone. Mention your name, your course you are reading, and ask the question. And I like it. As soon as I said ask questions, she lifted up her hand. We are learning something. When you started, the brother had to struggle for you to talk. They've spoken about communication skills. Build it right from here. You are laughing. Build it right from here and demystify certain things you have held onto up till now. Change your mindset right from now. Thank you. Yes.
Okay. Thank you to be
Your
given
name?
this opportunity. Okay. My name is Princess Eliza.
Which program are you offering?
I'm reading public relations.
Oh, no wonder. Public relations. So you have to relate publicly. Thank you. Yes.
Okay. So my question is associated within leadership. I want to ask that since what we are taught in our lecture rooms is being practiced in places like going for internship, you know, what you learn, you go and practice it over there. I just want to ask the things we should consider when going for internship. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Maybe Prof.
Thank you so much. Yeah, so I mean, when you are going for an internship, you must have a clear objective of what you are going to get over there. Then don't just enter into internship without clarity of what you want to get out of the place. Over there at the workplace, I mean, the focus is much more on practice. Practice. And over there, you are given the opportunity to work on projects. A lot of the time, when we go for internship, we run away from responsibilities. Let me put it that way: responsibilities or assignments. We just want to have it easy and free ride. If you go into an internship with the mindset of free riding, you will never learn anything. Yeah, it is important that even when you have not been asked to do something, you volunteer. You volunteer to get that thing done. Through that, your mentors will have the opportunity to train you or to coach you and support you to get certain things done. You are building practical skills that otherwise will not be available to you in the classroom. This is very, very important. So when you're going for internship, please aim to volunteer more workplace. You can go to an internship place and you will never be engaged in one assignment. You just mark time and then come back. But try as much as possible to, make yourself teachable. You know, at the workplace, people also observe us a lot. Mentors are willing to help people who are humble, hungry for success, and are willing to learn. If you come across as somebody who is always pushing back work, or somebody who is not ready to learn, they will just ignore you and will not give you the opportunity to train or to learn. So we must come across as teachable, humble people who are willing to learn more. And as a result of that, everybody will be happy to come around us and support us to grow or develop. So this will be something brief, I would say. Pastor Martin, please, could you add something to that?
Yes, so just to add to what he has said, when you are going for internship, you must be very purposeful. Now, many of us go for internship just to fulfill all righteousness. Like it's a requirement, and therefore you are going. If you just go because it's a requirement, you are not going to learn much. Because you want to go and learn work environment. So what I would advise is that when you have the opportunity to go and do internship, be more deliberate about it. But when you go to the work field, you are just going to be given a very limited assignment, and you have just a very limited time. Within that limited time, you may not be able to learn much. But if you are very intentional and purposeful, you will not just be learning what they have assigned to you, but like you have said, you'll be learning from others because you have gone there for a purpose. So maybe you have gone and they have given you a particular role, and that's what you have to do. But that role alone will not give you the kind of experience that you need. So you can decide to volunteer to do other things that you might not be assigned to, provided you are allowed to do. Don't say, well, this have not been given to me, I will do. And if you do that, by the time you leave, you realize you have varied experience that somebody who was just take to one point. And if you don't have the opportunity, there's nothing wrong going to sit and say, okay, I've come here, I'm from this school, this is what I've come to do. But your section, what do you do? The person, okay, this. Let people take you through what they are doing. And as they take you through what you are doing, you see that your mind will be broadened. And by the time you come back from that internship, you are more prepared than somebody who just went and was looking at. In fact, I have had experience where people go for internship, and all they do is that to be buying food for bosses. There's nothing for them to do. You just go and send Momo to my mom. Go and send Momo, and that's all that you do. So you have gone through, apart from the fact that you have learned to wake up, dress, and go to office, sit, go for lunch, come back, and come home, which is also part of learning though, but you haven't learned anything real practical. So be very intentional, be very purposeful that I have come to learn something and have a goal. What do you want to achieve at the time of the internship? What exactly do you want to learn? And I've seen people going to do internship in areas that have no relationship at all with their course of study. I mean, because they say I must go and do it, and you just realize that it's a better you, but you don't do it, you may not be able to graduate. So let's be purposeful and let's be intentional, let's be deliberate, and let's be more hardworking. You are not paid during internship, but don't forget that you are not there to work for pay. You are there to gain experience. And I can assure you, if you do that, you will come out with something very important. And it is very important because after you have done the internship, no matter how little it is, it becomes part of your experience. Because you write it down. Experience, this. And if you were able to ask questions and learn, you can be confident to put it as part of what you learn. I was here, I did ABC, I was assigned to this, I did ABC. It's part of your experience. So be very intentional about it, be very purposeful about it, and then make sure that by the time you are done, you have gotten what you really need. Okay.
Last question. Wow. Okay. That is Elijah, right? You're also doing public relations. Hey, actually, you are for more. You not ask questions. You have lifted up your hand now. Please, Axel, you're doing calculations. you go and do calculations. Nobody will invite you for interview. Yes, Elijah.
Please, in our homes, we were forced to be timid. How can I personally break this shell?
Wow. In our homes, we're forced to be timid. How can we break from this shell of timidity?
I mean, there are so many opportunities on the campus. In fact, if you miss out on the opportunity on campus to develop yourself for the world of work, it will be a great, great miss. I talked about peer-assisted study sessions, PASS. You can actually offer to be a PASS leader, a peer-assisted study session leader, where you learn to be assertive, you develop leadership skills, you develop communication skills, right, and public speaking skills, right in that little group of 5 or little group of 10 or whatever the case may be. That could be one opportunity or one avenue for you. Please join clubs, student clubs. I'm talking about clubs with good values. There are some clubs that do not actually have good intentions and purposes and goals and all of that. I mentioned the sustainability club, debating club, all the other useful clubs. You can join them, and through that, you actually overcome your shyness, you overcome your timidity, and anything that holds you back. So please be intentional about this. Again, you can also even use your own class as a test field. Some of us are very shy to ask questions in the class, but you can actually seek opportunity in asking questions among your peers during live sessions or live classes to also develop your assertiveness and to overcome your challenge of timidity, more or less. It could just be one question that you will ask. It may not go well the first time, but you have to be very resilient and be purposeful, as we have just talked about. Ask again a second time, the third time, and you would even be developing your question asking capability. And as you ask more questions, you also get clarity and understanding about things. And that is how your growth or your development also what comes. A lot of the time, we have assumptions in our minds that are not validated, that are not confirmed. But through questioning, you get your assumptions validated and confirmed, and then you now begin to enhance your knowledge level, become more confident, and are able to put yourself out there. So I will briefly suggest some of these strategies or avenues to overcome the challenge of being timid in all of that. Thank you very much, sir.
Hey, a lot of hands now up. Please the next session, we have to start in the next about 2 or 3 minutes. Hey, you are also lifting up your hand. Please be fast with your question.
Please, my name is Lodina and I'm reading accounting and finance. My question has something to do with leadership. So I want to know how can I stay confident when I feel unqualified?
Thank you very much.
Okay. How can I stay confident when I feel unqualified? You have answered the question. It is your what? Your feeling. So what do? Have self-belief. Okay? Self-belief is very important. It is when you feel that you are not worth that makes it. So you need to deal with your feeling. Have that self-belief. Work on it. I mean, we are all the same. Nobody is better than anybody. We only distinguish ourselves by the environment, by things we do and what we don't do. So have that self-belief. And you can have that self-belief, like be very bold. Make the first attempt, make the second attempt. Before you realize you are flying. Don't fear. And don't be afraid to make mistakes. One thing that makes us not to do is that when you're afraid that, oh, if I do it, I may not get it right. If I do it, it may not be correct. For example, if they have asked you of a question and you are thinking, hey, what if I answer and it's wrong? If it's wrong, will you die? No, answer. Sometimes, and as you do that, you see that you begin to build your confidence. It will get to a point that you just speak freely without even knowing that you are the same person. So don't be intimidated. Don't have self-pity. Don't have a kind of inferiority complex. Just know that you are made in the image of God, and therefore be very confident, be bold. Say what you want to say, whether it's right or wrong. Keep on saying. You get to a point that you realize that you are polished more than what you think you are.
Sorry, but we may have to drill down a little bit. Could you please rise up to your feet? You're saying, how do you lead when you feel unqualified? What makes you feel unqualified? And we all want to learn, isn't it? We want to learn, want to understand, we want to. What makes you feel unqualified?
Okay, so sometimes you can be going for, let's say, I want to go for a position, and then I get there and I see people and I feel intimidated by them because I feel like they have more chances of getting that position than I do.
Okay. All right. So they have more chances. What do you think are the things that contribute to they having more chance than you? What do they have that you think you don't have?
Maybe confidence.
Beautiful. Again, what else? Yeah, so here, what I want to talk about is that you have to ask yourself the question, what are the things that are making me feel unqualified? Those may be the deficiencies, the gaps in your skill that you may want to write down, okay? And then take deliberate actions to overcome them. It could be the problem of public speaking. You can master it easily, right? You can even start from your own room with a mirror in front of you, and then you are speaking and judging your pitch. Sometimes the way you raise your voice, the way you go down, and how it starts from the room, and then you can test it in your study group discussion where you attempt to explain a principle or a concept to your own colleagues. You can do it in a broader classroom setting where you try to answer a question that a lecturer asks and all of. You are systematically and intentionally developing your public speaking capability or skills. What else? Again, any other thing you think you have a deficiency in, you want to be honest about yourself, recognize that deficiency, and then make deliberate attempts to overcome those deficiencies. And you realize that it will actually let you feel confident, or it will let you feel qualified. Mind you, confidence also comes with competence. People who are competent often, let me use the word often are assertive, and they are also very what? Bold, and they have ability to speak in the public, right? And there are studies that show that there's a correlation between competence and then also confidence. Competence and confidence. There's that correlation over there between that. So try to identify those deficiencies or gaps and be intentional or deliberate about overcoming those deficiencies. And you are home and dry. Thank you so much. Thank you.
I think if we let you ask your questions, you want to ask. Hey, I'm not being fair too. Let him be the last, please. The last. I beg you. The last. We want to learn our AI. The lecturer is in, so let's be fast. Yes.
Okay, sir. I'm Roland. I'm reading accounting and finance. Sir, you made mention of being an authentic leader, and I want to ask: in our world now, we are exposed to manipulative books on leadership. Yeah, I don't want to mention some, but I will ask you: what are some books we can read in order to become an authentic leader?
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, thank you very much. So I think if I want to recommend some books, a lot of books have been written by John C. Maxwell. John C. Maxwell, in fact, it's a whole institution. He has sort of managed to institutionalize himself. So there's even a John C. Maxwell Leadership Institute and all of that. Yeah, so you can look for books on John C. Maxwell. And then Brian Tracy also seems to write very well on leadership. So these may be the two books that I may recommend to you for now on leadership. But I think you can dwell much more on the text or the resources of John C. Maxwell to develop your. But I want to come back to this matter of being authentic leaders or be an authentic leader. It is very, very key. Leaders who are very influential have always come across as authentic. Nobody wants to follow a fake leader. Sometimes you'll be at a place, the leader is giving instruction and the instruction is not going. They will say it again and again and again, and nobody is doing anything. Why? Because the leader might have lost moral authority. Lost moral authority in the sense that the people are unable to align the leader's words with the leader's what? Actions. So you will say it, but they will put a very light weight on what you say and nothing happens. So I want to say that to be an influential leader and an impactful leader, please aim at being an authentic you. Align your words with your actions. Model whatever you say, and you will get a following. And that is how you are able to influence people and get things done. You see, what is the objective of the influence? We want to influence people for good causes. Is that not it? We want to influence people to follow us so that we can get acceptable, desirable objectives achieved. Is that not it? That is all the essence of leadership is. But there are ingredients, or there are some bolts and nuts you need to pay attention to in order to achieve the ultimate goal of leadership. Being authentic and being you. Thank you very much.
Oh, let's clap. Clap. I know if you want to continue, we will never end, but we have other things we have to do today. And on behalf of all the students that have gathered here, Professor Ebenezer Daku, and then Pastor Dr. Martin Yamboriga, we just want to say a very big thank you, and God richly bless you. Let's give a clap offering for this time. Thank you very much for your time. Oh, let's clap till they leave the stage. Clap for them. Thank you. On this note, we want to move to the next session, and I want to call on a lecturer from the University of Professional Studies who is going to take us in a very important part of what we are discussing, because we are students and we know the importance of academic work. So I would want to read quickly a short profile for this person. That is an expert in international trade. She is also a lawyer and a lecturer. She holds LLM in International Economic and Cooperative Law from the University of Eastern Finland. She has a professional qualification as she's being called to the bar in Ghana. She is also a lecturer at the University of Professional Studies, Ghana. She has expertise in contract law, company law, international trade law, and contract negotiation. Her research and focus is on international trade issues and regulatory frameworks in insurance companies, exploring legal, economic, and compliance dimensions. She likes to teach, where she will help students understand and apply legal concepts, practically nurturing critical thinking and problem-solving skills. And she's dedicated to mentoring young adults to discover their strengths, know who they are, and realize their God-given potential. And so on this, I want to call and welcome Precious Efriye Nyameche. Let's give her a hand as she comes to give her presentation.
Sorry. Thank you very much for that wonderful introduction. Did they have to know that? Anyways, thank you, dear. All right, so I think honestly that my work has already been done by our wonderful, or my wonderful seniors here. My focus is going to be on your academics at UPSA. Okay, so the topic I'm going to treat, a summary of it is that we are going to look at the approach to academic excellence. The approach to academic excellence. Media team, can you please help me with the projection? Okay, all right, that's fine. All right, so from my perspective, I see that in order for you to excel here at UPSA, there are some key things that you need in order to be able to succeed. So we are going to do this presentation or this interaction from a two-way approach. So I'll give you the lecturer's perspective of excellence, and then I'll equally give you the student's perspective of excellence. What I mean by the student's perspective is that I would want a first class student to tell you what he did in order to get the first class. And then I will tell you from my perspective what lecturers expect, or what you need to reproduce, or how you need to even conduct yourself throughout the 12-week period for a semester in order to be an A student. But before we even delve into that, do you think that good grades are even necessary at all? Because nowadays you hear people saying that, oh, you can be successful without, even going to school. You can be on top there. And they'll even cite or mention some examples of people who have made it according to their estimation, who literally never stepped into the confines of a classroom. So we would want to understand, is it important at all for a student or for you to get good grades? Is it important? Usually my classes are very interactive, and I award marks for talking in class. Yes, as we go along, you realize that it's part of the assessment. It's one of the ways by which you can get an A or be a B+ student, if that's your goal. Yes, is it important at all for you to get good grades? Is it? Okay. Gentleman in cap, yes. Is it important? Why? Kindly give him the microphone.
It's important because some of us, we might not actually, the grades might get us somewhere. Others too wouldn't need the grades. But for the benefit of others, I think it's important that we get good grades in order to even get support from some people.
Okay, so in order for you to get support from somewhere, who can complete his thoughts for him? Looks like the PR students are taking the center stage. I had somebody introduce herself that she is reading law. Who was that? Not Deborah. There's another student. Hey, you are denying your course right here. The lady in white. Okay, yes. You know, as lawyers, our voice is our power. Yes. You think it's important, because you meet me in level 400, you think it's important for you to get A, or for you to excel as a student, the grades? Is it important? Why? You're paying fees. Okay.
And we are learning, and we are putting effort in classrooms, and this is all to get going to a classroom grades after learning.
All right. So what you said, your efforts must be rewarded with success, right? Okay. Any other view? Yes. I can hear you. You talk. I'll re-echo what you said. Great, great, great. So she mentioned it has to do with scholarship. So he says you need a grades in order to get somewhere. So to complete his thoughts, you need a grades in order to be able to get scholarship at times, or literally most of the time. So if the scholarship even has to do with you are catering for those who are needy students, we'll still want to find out whether you are doing well in the classroom. If it is such that you would want to further your studies after your degree, they would ask for your transcript. So you actually need the grades in order to be able to get further opportunities outside the confines of UPSA. And even within UPSA, that was just this week, one of my students approached me that I should write a recommendation for him so that he can access the VC's scholarship here at UPSC. He's now in his final year. What did I write about the student? I recollected what I knew about him in classroom, how well he participated in class, and how he got an A in the course I taught him. And that is what compelled me to write for him. So you need the grades in order for other doors to open up for you. Now, the first principle or the equation, if you don't get anything at all from what you are going to do today, there's an equation that you need in order to be able to succeed at UPSC. And these are things that, from a personal perspective, I have also come across or I've experienced. Number one is God. You can't do without him. You cannot just do without the God factor. So you see the next slide, please. God plus your lecturer plus the student. First and foremost, that's the foundation. So with the apex that you see there, the foremost is God. And Joshua chapter 1 verse 8 will tell you that if you would want to have success, not just any kind of success, good. So we have success and then we have good success. It depends on you where you would want to fall. So we have people outside the confines of religion, and I'm using religion in a cautious way. Outside, they don't believe in God, but yet still they appear to be doing well. They appear to be successful. There is a perspective of success there. But if you would want the God kind of success, you would need to be anchored in him. So as my seniors were talking, or our astute speakers were talking, they mentioned that they are where they are because of God. And you can only discover your potential when you are in God. So if you don't know God for yourself, you would want to find him for yourself. And then we also come to the aspects of the lecturer. So what are the expectations of the lecturer at UPSC or anywhere at all? What is required as per the course content? What does the lecturer expect the student to know at the end of the semester? And then that we would now move on to the student. What you would have to do. What you would have to do. So God plus the lecturer plus the student would result in the principle of success. Now we'll try and then break them down. Now, success is not by luck. It's not luck. It's not wishful thinking. I would want to be successful. And then at the end of the 12 weeks, you are successful. No, it doesn't happen that way. So you'd have to put in work, either hard work and smart work. So we have always been hearing hard work, hard work. Yes, we are introducing the element of smart work as well. So the hard work would have to do with your diligence, your determination, and then your discipline. So there are lots of distractions, but your ability to discipline yourself, to rid yourself of those distractions. What's the most commonest distraction we find as youngsters? And even as adults, yes. What's the most commonest? Yes. Social media. Let's mention examples of them. TikTok. TikTok. What again? Snapchat. Snapchat. I don't know what they do there. Honestly, I don't know what they do there. What again? Yes. Instagram. Insta. That's how the Gen Zs call it. Insta. Facebook, WhatsApp, and then what have you. So if you really would want to excel, you would have to limit your usage of these tools, unless you are leveraging that for your academics. So if you go to TikTok, I think I found some accounts like that, where they are teaching you how to be a pro when it comes to studying. Some short reels like that. I've seen a couple of them. Unless you are really dwelling on those, and then maybe you would want to connect with your friends. But the point is that you would have to discipline yourself as to how you go about these kind of social medias. Okay, now smart work. I mentioned smart work. Smart work would have to do with leveraging the technology available. So we have just mentioned that there are some tools that you can engage with. So after my session, somebody would come in and teach you how you can use AI to be able to take notes, to be able to do your assignments in an ethical manner. There are some of you, you just submit, I'll give you an assignment, they will just go and input it into ChatGPT and they will reproduce verbatim everything there and bring it to me. As lecturers, we have the tools that we use. Once I see that, if it's a very good day, you get 1 out of 10. A very good day. I'm in a good mood that day. A very good mood that day. So you can imagine, if I'm not in a good mood, you can only imagine. There are ways you can use it to perfect your assignment, and then there are ways you can use it to enhance your understanding of the concept that you are being taught. So these are some loopholes you would want to avoid. Now, next slide, please. Next slide, please. Next slide, next slide. You would want to be fast. Now, kindly go back. Okay, next slide. Okay, so after these foundational things we have talked about, now coming to the real deal, you would need to attend lectures. You might have been told in the orientation already, but we would want to emphasize that again. Attending lectures is non-negotiable. Very important and imperative. You ought to be there. Attend lectures. If you don't attend lectures, how would you know what is expected of you? How would you know? Because I mentioned that as part of the equation, we are looking at the lecturer's perspective. So it's by attending classes that you get to know what the lecturer expects of you at the end of the semester or when you are writing your assignments. Now, before you attend lectures, so make it up that for the 12 weeks, every single day, you would show up in class. Before you attend lectures, you would want to familiarize yourself with the course outline. How many of you have the course outlines for all the courses? How many of you? Don't be caught by peer pressure. If you don't have it, don't put up your hand. Yes, your hands up again. Because by the end of this week, you ought to have. Okay. So if by now you don't have it, maybe the lecturer forgot, you would want to pursue the lecturer and ask the lecturer to give you the course outline. Why are we making emphasis on the course outline? Because it is from the course outline that you would find the objectives of the course. And it is from the objectives that we would set questions. So the course outline, the first week, we may be told, since I'm with the law faculty, we are talking about, let's say the first week, what is law? Now, as part of what is law, we are looking at the definition of law. We are looking at the sources of law. The expectation of the lecturer is that at the end of that week, the students should be able to define what law is. The students should be able to tell us what the sources of law are. And that would tell you what kind of questions, probable questions that can be set at the end of the semester. Or when you are writing exam, it will give you a fair idea of what kind of questions would be set. So before you go for any lecture, find out for that week, what are we going to do or what topic are we going to discuss for that particular week? And you find that from the course outline, what are the objectives? Now, after you have perused the content from the course outline, that would aid you as to how you can even take notes in class. How you can even take notes in class. But before we get there, attending lectures, please do well to go early. So you arrive early and then make sure you sit in front. Sitting in front, I know some of you are backbenchers. You would want to be at the back and laid back like that. But then the thing about sitting in front, unless you have issues with your visuals, is that it keeps you away from distraction. That's the truth. It keeps you away from distraction. So if you are sitting right in front of the lecturer, there's no way you can comfortably take your phone and use. No, you cannot do that. Because I'll be able to easily spot you out. So you would want to sit in front. Now the question is, if all of you are sitting in front, then who will sit at the back? If there is no space in front, find a place whereby you would not have distractions from other colleagues around you. So now maybe you are now familiarizing yourself with students, with your colleagues. You, by second, third week, you get to know those who come to class and they are not really there for academics. You get to know those kind of people. You wouldn't want to sit by those kind of people. I've seen in class whereby you'd have a group of friends sitting together and they are challenging each other in a positive way. They are taking notes. If the person missed out on anything at all, he's asking the friend, what is it that the lecturer said, and would want to write it. And there are some group of students who also sit together, and all through the lecture, they're on their phones. All through the lecture, they're on their phones. Or if one person is talking, he would want to drag the friend into it as well. So find a place whereby you'll be free from all kinds of distraction. Now for my class, if I see, I have an eye that I use for students. I see you talking once, I'll look at you. Second time, I'll look at you. The third time, be sure that either I may walk you out of the class or I'll find something for you to do. And once that is consistent for a period of time, I know that this student, this is how he or she is, and I may form an impression of you. But for those who would usually are attentive in class, there's a special interest that the lecturer may take in you. So at times I go to class, I've realized that, oh, she's always here. For the past 4 weeks, she's always here. The 5th week I go, she's not in class. Because I've been observant, I would want to inquire, oh, why is this lady who usually would sit at this particular spot? And if you are the type that you really even engage in class participation, I would want to take interest in such a student. So there are some soft spots that we may have for students who are attentive in class. Now, next slide, please. During classes, yes, we have mentioned everything here. You would want to take smart notes, not just long notes. No. Take smart notes. So it's not everything that the lecturer would say that is important. There are times where we would fuse our conversation or our interactions with stories. It's not relevant. You may find some people write, what are you writing? So you ought to take smart notes. How do you take the smart notes? Your perusal of the course outline will tell you what the objectives are for that day. And that would help you as to how you even have to take the notes. So the course outline has told you or has informed you that at the end of the session, you ought to know the definition of what law is. As you come to class and having read ahead of the class, skimming through, maybe you have gone, now there are lots of things that you can do for your generation. You have gone online, you have checked what is law, what's the definition of law, you have a fair idea of what we are going to talk about. You know what the objectives are. Now you are looking out for those objectives in the discussion or when the lecturer is giving his or her lecture. Those are the things you are looking out for during the lecture. So it may be that what you studied or what you read ahead of class may not be the right perspective. So you would want to hear from the lecturer what those are, and then you put them down. Just about taking notes, but taking smart notes. And now you'd also want to find out areas of emphasis by the lecturer. So there are some areas, maybe as I'm lecturing, I would want to emphasize, or I'm constantly reiterating. Or there are some that I may even be, or the lecturer may be categorical, that if I should ask you this question in exam, I expect you to say A, B, C, D. Right away, you have a question for exam or for I. So that means, that goes without saying, that you would have to be really attentive during lectures. And then you put them down in your notes. Lecture, next slide, please. Yes. One thing I would also want to mention is that as part of the slides, there are times some lecturers may give slides, others may not give slides. The slides are meant to be a guide and an aid. They are not your notes. So you realize that some students would come to class, the 3 hours, they are literally like this. Just like this. And I wonder how you are able to assimilate everything that is being said within that 3-hour period. They'll go, oh, madam, but we will get the slides. There are some things we say in class that we will never put it in the slides. So the slides are just meant to guide you and to help you when you are done with lectures as to what you ought to research and where you need to pay much emphasis on. For some lecturers, there are slides, they would embolden certain parts. It means that those things are key. In exam or for your eye, those vocabulary or those words ought to be part of your submission. So you would want to pay attention to all of those. Now, participation, very important. As part of the course assessment, so we have 40-60 ratio for UPSC. The 40% is what the lecturer has control over. And for the 40%, it may include a sitting IA of 20 marks, 5 marks for attending class. So come to class, all the 12 weeks, just sit and warm the benches, and you get a cool 5 marks. Very easy, right? Very easy, right? The other 5 marks or an additional 5 marks for participating in class. So after warming the benches, we expect that you open your mouth and talk so that fresh air can pass through. Now, opening your mouth, what I mean by that is you ask questions. You engage the discussion or the discourse in class consistently for 12 weeks. Ask relevant questions and then answer questions as well for a cool 5 marks. So you have 5 marks for attending lectures, 5 marks for asking or participating in class. That's 10 marks gone. And the other 10 marks may be for group assignments and then for presentations. What I would want to emphasize is that when it comes to the participation, one soft skill you gain from participating in class is that you gain confidence by talking in class. There are some students who would sit in class from first year to final year and they'll never ever contribute anything whatsoever in class. Participation, no. Presentation, no. Asking questions, no. Answering of questions, no. Hey, what did you come and do? As you are doing that, you are building your confidence. Communication skills, very important. This is a soft skill that will not come to class and come and teach you, unless maybe you are a PR student. So you would want to volunteer as you are even raising up your hand. You are gaining mastery of confidence. Some are so shy, some are timid, some are wondering, they are afraid to hear their own voice. And trust me, you are not alone. I was once like you. So don't think that it is meant for a certain class of people. They are the only ones who can talk confidently. No, it is a process. We all learn. We are still learning each and every day. So as you are doing that, you are gaining a soft skill. And I'm also going to award you for it, or the lecturers are also going to award you for it. So you talk, you are gaining a soft skill. Equally, you are also being awarded marks. Now, let me tell you a short story. There is a student presently in level 400 in my class. The student for the sitting IE, he had 8/20. And I observed on the day of the IE that I've never seen this student before. I'm quite particular. I'm able to, familiarize myself with my students. I realized he has not been coming to class. So I asked, I said, oh, I think he gave me one excuse like that. Subsequently, I didn't see him again. That meant that participation, he had nothing. Attendance, nothing. Group assignments and presentations, nothing. Well, maybe he's a good student. He has 8/20. Maybe for the 60 marks, he can get 42 plus the 8 to make up. So we waited patiently for the exam. Now the exam came, he had 16. So 16 plus 8, that would be what? Yes, mathematicians, actuarial scientists, 24. So imagine the student had attended class and had participated. There could have been a way of cushioning that student. Level 400, he would fail the course. I am not the one who has failed him. He decided to what? Fail himself. So these are some things you would want to take note as you are going along in order for you to gain the A or the B plus or whatever grade that you have set for yourself. Next slide, please. Now, in all your learning, you would want to gain deep understanding. So Proverbs chapter 4 verse 7 tells us that in all that I get understanding. University environment is not like SS where you just chew, pour, and you pass. You would want to gain understanding. It is very rare that you go in exam and the lecturer would ask you to define what law is, define what actuarial science is, so that you can just do the root memorization and then you just go and pour it. No. Most times it is about application. So what you have done in class, then we will set a question on it and you are required to apply the knowledge that you have gained in class in order to be able to answer the question. The goal of university education is for you to be able to solve problems. So to be problem solvers. So if it has to do with PR, the objective at the end of the day is that you should be able to manage, let's say, organizations, their public relations in that matter. Nobody will go and ask you during an interview, what is public relations? Why? The person who is employing you doesn't know what public relations is. Those are not the kind of things that they are going to examine you on or to interview you on. So you would want to go away with substance at the end of your education, at the end of your tertiary education. So as you are learning, you would want to gain understanding. Now, how do you gain the understanding of what you have been taught in class? You would want to engage with the material, the content. So you have come to class, we have taught you about maybe law. Pardon me for the examples I'm citing. That is where I'm inclined towards to. So you have been taught what law is. Now, the lecturer mentioned that law is a body of rules that govern a society. What would differentiate that from root memorization is that you go back. Okay, so it says it's a body of rules. When we say rules, what really are rules? What does it mean? What does it imply? Is there a function attached to the rules? Who is able to even set the rules? As you are doing that, you are engaging with the material in order to gain much more deeper understanding. So the importance of coming to lectures is that you would want to get a guide of whatever it says that is being is transpiring in the classroom. And then you go back to your hostel and then you would want to engage much more with the material. So you are thinking on it, you are perusing, and that is what will lead you to a proper or an in-depth research of the content. And that is what will set apart an average student from an A student. So in the submission of your exams, you'd find students just replicating what is on the slides. You get a basic mark, as opposed to the student who has researched a lot more, has added on more flesh to what has been given. And then you are telling the lecturer your view on the issues. Next slide, please. Next slide. Media. We are waiting. I would want to do it in a systematic way. Okay, so thoughtful thinking. After the thinking, after engaging with the material, do your own research. Now, the notes that you took in class, and after engaging with the content, you would want to write that in your own words. You would want to paraphrase that in your own words and in your own understanding. In your own understanding. Very much important. So after the research, you would want to write down the notes in your own words, and then you fill in the gaps that you had in class. So as part of taking the active notes, the gap that you had in class, you would want to fill in those as well. Next slide, please. We'll be wrapping up soon so that we can have time for questions. So after lectures, that would mean that you don't let your notes pile up. By now, Saturday, you should have covered everything you did from Monday. That would mean that you need a proper timetable. I am assuming that right from SS, you had a proper timetable. If not, you would want to set or draft a proper timetable. Don't let the notes pile up such that the last minute, very soon, the sit week would come by and you'll be required to write I. With the blink of an eye, IA will be here. And now you are coming to assimilate everything you have learned from week 1 all the way to week 5. So right after lecture, if you had 2 lectures for that day, by latest maybe 4 you have closed, you have all the way from 4 to 9. You would want to review the content of what you have been taught. Very much important. Please do not let your notes pile up. Do not let it pile up. Next slide. We have spoken about all of these. And then the content that you have gathered as part of your research, you would want to do regular revision. Regular revision. So as you are revising, you are generating content into your subconscious. You are generating content into your subconscious. So you may want to find flashcards now with smartphones that we have. You may want to summarize the notes and then put them. Maybe you are walking to lectures all the way from the school hostel. As you are moving along and no cars are passing by, you may want to find, okay, so something would pop up. What is law? You are looking at it. You are looking at the content material. There are all ways whereby you are building up in your subconscious. Next, I think we have just about 2 slides left. Now, please join meaningful study groups. Meaningful study groups. I'm not talking about where you go and just on the latest content to upload on Snapchat or TikTok. No. Or the sales that they are doing. No, as ladies, I know some of the things that we can do. And the gentlemen, PSG and then Manchester, those kind of study groups, it will not bring you anything at all. No results whatsoever. So join meaningful study groups. And then in the study groups, after you have learned, you have done your personal studies, teach your colleagues. As you are teaching them, you are assimilating content. As you are teaching, so you have learned what law is. Okay, this is my perspective of what law is. As you are teaching them, trust you me, when it gets to the time of reproducing, it is very easy to recollect. Very easy to recollect. So join meaningful study groups. Join meaningful study groups. Next slide, please. Next slide. Next slide. Okay. This goes without saying. As you are learning, so by this week, you ought to have been able to come across past questions that cover week 1's topic. And you find out from your portal, so your virtual portal that you have, you just visit the library icon and then you type in past questions. There's a plethora of questions there. And then you would find out maybe you are being taught contract law. You want to peruse the content. Okay, so for contract law, what are some of the probable questions that the lecturer set for week 1? And after you have studied, you would want to test yourself whether you know or you can question, whether you can even answer those questions. So learn with past questions. The past questions would guide you as to the structure of the exam and would also help you as to what the expectations of the lecturer are. You can't just learn and then you get to the eye, you don't know, okay, are you going to do a fact-based question, or we are going to, and you don't even know how to go about it. So you would want to engage with questions, and you can do that either personally or in your groups as well. Next slide. Now, very important, answering techniques. After you have known what the past questions are, there are ways that you answer questions here at the university. So if, as part of perusing the past questions, the question says examine, the question says analyze, the question says critique, the question says briefly state or list, there are differences in respect of that. So let me just take one of them, critique. When we say critique, let's say the effectiveness of the Constitution of Ghana, it means that the examiner is looking for an in-depth analysis of the weaknesses of the Constitution and the strength of the Constitution. And at the end of the day, you give your reasoned opinion on the question. So there will be marks allocated for your reasoned opinion. After you have done the discussion, what is your personal assessment of the strengths and the weaknesses? If you are a law student, by now you ought to have known what the IRAC system is. So when you are answering questions, a fact-based question, you don't reproduce it like you are writing essay. There are ways of going about it, and I'm sure that with the other departments as well, you have ways of answering questions. At times, it's not really a problem with the content, but how you answer the question. And I struggled with that personally when I was in school. Not that I didn't know the content, but there was a point in time where having to answer the question, how to even answer the question, was a problem. So I'm quite passionate about that. Very easy to be an A student, but then if you don't know how to answer exam questions, it's a problem. It is a problem. The very last slide, please. Now, these are some, if you really want to fail, if you want to fail here at UPSC, that's the smart way of failing. Procrastinate. Wait till exam, then you study. Skip lectures very often. So out of the 12, you just go twice. You are sure to fail. Passive reading without understanding. You are just reading without really engaging the content. Trust you me, you would fail. Cramming instead of consistent revision. One sure way again to fail. Ignoring past questions. We have already mentioned these things. Poor time management. Not asking questions in class. I just cited the example of my student. He never attended class, never participated, and he has actually failed. Not that he's on his way to failure. Taking long and focused notes without any objective, without no sense of direction. Studying without a clear plan, relying only on handouts. I wonder if we still even give handouts back in the day, but I'll say relying only on slides. And fear of class tests and assessment, and joining unserious study groups where you would only talk about the next fixture for Barcelona and then King Faisal. Is that what they are called here in Ghana? I don't know if that pairing can even be possible. Trust you me, there is a sure way of failure. The opposite of all this is the paradigm shift in your academics. Now, I mentioned that a first class student will come and then give his perspective. I think is not here yet, but I'll just summarize what he sent to me. He says that for the way he was able to get an A is that he always attended classes, and before attending, these are not in my words, I just wanted to know how he was able to be a first class student. And he mentioned that the first thing he did was that he taught his colleagues. So after his studies, he taught his colleagues. He joined multiple study groups. So he was not just aligned to one study group. He joined a number of them. So he realized where their areas of strength were, and then he would join those groups. He didn't play with his personal studies, and then he made sure to revise ahead of class. And then the courses that were quite disturbing, he found friends who were good in that area, and he personally asked them to teach him. And then he also made use of some tech tools. The next resource person after me would speak about that. And at the end of it all, he trusted God to make a difference in his life. So in order for you to succeed here at UPSA, in summary, God plus your lecturer plus yourself, much of the effort would come from you. And God would rain blessings on your effort in order for you to get the success that you require. I would want to be able to sit in the auditorium in the next 3 years, witnessing that you have been called as the valedictorian for your various faculties. Is that possible? Are you going to put in your best? Are you going to avoid all forms of distractions? Okay, God helping you, you would be able to do it. Thank you so much for having me. And if there are any questions, we'll be available to
don't leave yet.
answer.
All right, so before she sits down, maybe you have a question for her. I want you to see your hand. Okay. I did 3 people. the first three hands will ask the question. Okay, one, two, okay, and three. All right. Anna, kindly bring the mic too.
Please, my name is Andrews and I'm reading business administration. Please, you said we should take notes, we shouldn't rely much on the slides. But some of the lecturers, when they come to class, as they are lecturing, they move very fast, making it difficult to even hear something and jot it down. So please go about that.
Okay, that's a very good question. So the emphasis was not relying solely on the slides. It is meant to give you direction as to what the lecturer expects of you. There are some students that when you are marking their scripts, you realize that the very content you gave them in the slides is what they have reproduced back to you again. So those are the issues that I was talking about. So if the lecturer is moving so fast, take as much notes as possible that you think you can. Going back to the pointers that we used, so you are looking at the course outline, the objectives for the day. Not everything the lecturer is saying is relevant. If the lecturer is generous enough to give you slides, you go back, you revisit the material, and then you would want to research more on the areas in the slides. But in a scenario whereby the lecturer is not giving slides at all, that is where you would really also would want to focus on the course outline. So the course outline will give you a trajectory of the expectation of the lecturer. And then now in your day, as I said, learning has been made very easy for you. There are lots of YouTube videos. ChatGPT is there to, I don't want to do the job of the next resource person. There are lots of tools available. You engage with the right prompt. You read it to understand what clearly is being said, and then you write it down in your own notes, not in your own words, not memorizing what has been reproduced to you, because that is how you gain understanding. So I cited the example of, let's say, what law is, a body of rules that is used to govern a group of persons. Now you would want to engage rules. What does it mean? What's the understanding of it? And after you have done all these engagements, you write it down in your own words, but yet still maintaining the substance of it. Have I been of help? Okay.
Okay. Okay. Just to add up, and in writing notes also, we all send text messages, WhatsApps to our friends, and you use shorthands. So in order to catch up with your lecturer, you can be using shorthands in writing of the notes. Like for
Yes,
example,
very true.
you can just write aging instead of writing. You are faster and you are following the lecturer. Okay. All right. So Anna, kindly bring it to. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Let's go to the next. Okay, the last person. That's fine.
Okay, so my question is about the study. So how
The
do
study
you,
group.
yes, please. So how do you know that this study group is like a serious one or is the
How do
one
you know
that
this? Okay, what are the indicators we mentioned about non-serious groups? So not necessarily football, but anything that is not really relevant to your studies. The why or why you are here on campus. The very topic, let's say you have attended once, twice, you have realized that for all the study groups, it shouldn't even take you more than an hour for you to do a proper discussion for any topic whatsoever. For the 1 hour, they use about 40 minutes to talk about non-relevant aspects of the topic you are going to treat for that day. It should give you an indication that that is not going to be a serious group, or they are not even coming on time. You have said that you are going to be there for 1 hour, and then they come in getting to the tail end of that 1 hour. It's a non-serious group. You would want to exit right from there. A serious group would be a group that would add on to your knowledge, what you already know. But don't also be the type that you always go empty. I've come to be filled. Fill my cup, study the group members. I'm lifting it up to you. You are putting your success in their hands. So you go prepared, you go, you engage with them, you talk about, you would want to question yourselves where a person is weak, you want the person to help you in that area. And that would give you an indication that it is a serious group. Has it been of help? Okay, thank you.
Okay, all
so
right.
much.
So let's give a round of applause to. All right, without wasting much time, we'll move on to our next facilitator to take us through.
Hello. Hello. Oh, are you tired already? Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I expect you to be tired. But I'm not going to bore you with talking. We are going to do hands-on practicals. I'm sure on the flyer you saw that we asked you to bring some gadgets, either laptops, tablets, and all that. Can I see by hand if you brought any of the gadgets? A laptop, a tablet, yes, a mobile phone is also fine. All right, so I'll not bore you with talking. So it's time to do some practical. We are just setting up. If you want to get some water to drink, you can just use some 30 seconds to do that whilst we set up, and then we'll do that. So I'm not going to bore you with talking. It's hands-on practical. Yeah. Have you been able to? All right, so while we are waiting to get that, let me see if you have a Google account, you have a Gmail account, let me see your hand. Then we can start. We can start. Okay, so the reason why I want the screen to show is that I want you to see what I'm doing so that you can do together with me. You can just navigate to your Gmail, and then on the top right corner there where you have your avatar or your picture, just beside it you see some 9 dots, which is like a menu. When you click on it, you see Google Forms, Sheet, and all that. I want to actually show you visually.
So we want to close exactly at the time we wanted to close, all right? Now they are trying to set up. As they try to set up, I want us to go through the last bit, right? By the time we finish that one, they would have finished. So you hold on. Let's finish the last bit. So Ramanasi, our resource personnel, can you come up quickly? Just a quick one. They are going to just share their life testimony on campus. Hopefully by that time they would have finished. Then we just connect and we end with that. Are you okay with that? So after we take our item 13 and we are gone. We don't want to waste time. So as they fix it, Ramanasi, Patrick, Mr. Gladys, Mrs. Precious, please let's come up. Yes, let's come. Let's do this quickly. I want us to save time. Our students, they don't like to be hungry and tired, right? Hey, I can see from your faces. I know. So I don't want you to be crying within. So let's save some time quickly with this session. Please, the resource people, can you come here? If we don't have chairs, maybe add some of the chairs to it, and then we do justice to our topic now. All right, so yes. All right, so I'll just give you the microphone just to save time. I have some of you, your profiles, but I think it's very long because you are, but just briefly summarize it for us. So let's start from here or here. Where is the
Hello, good evening. I am Patrick Asamoah. Thank you.
Hello, good evening. I'm Manasseh Ataboahene. Thank you.
Oh, won't you clap well? Another microphone.
Hello, good evening. My name is Gladys Asare Boache.
Hi, I'm Edwin Dagaji. Thank you.
All right. Good. So my work is simple. I'm just going to ask them simple questions if you have asked them. Hey, right? Oh, my class is too dull, right? Because you are hungry, right? The way you give, please, I hope the food is coming. Oh, did you hear her? You didn't hear? They didn't hear you, Madam Precious. Is the food coming? It's ready. Wow. So please don't worry about eating. You eat soon. Why? Get this nugget quickly. So I'll start from Mr. Edwin Dagazi. And you came to UPSA campus to read accounting, right? And you also did masters. We want to share with our students practically what they can do to manage their finances on campus. If the Lord leads you to say certain things, fine. If He permits you, fine. If He doesn't, no problem. But in just about 2 minutes, whatever you think they can do to manage their finance so that they can have a very good stay on campus, please let us know.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to have you this evening. In fact, some years back, I was sitting here like you, and you are so lucky. The first two speakers were the same people that spoke to us. I was sitting somewhere here, and in fact, but then we were having plastic chairs. The room, no roofing, no ceiling, and all those things. And I made a plan and a purpose. I took some notes then. That time, our pastor, the first one that spoke, our Dr. Martin, he was giving us his life story, like how he has given it to you. He was the chartered accountant, he did this, he started from this and that, he managed his time and money this way, and here he is. I jotted some things down, and by the grace of God, I pictured, I have vision in mind that no, this man throughout this way, he said he wasn't having money then, he has to keep or be working aside that and going to school and working together to just pass out. And I said, no, I can also do this. So the most important thing here is that you must be objective on campus. Don't just follow people because they are doing it, so I want to do it as well. You have to be purposeful on campus here. That is one important thing I want to let you know. And you must also have a clear vision. In fact, there are so many things that will come your way. People will, don't be impressed about what someone will wear and say, because of that, I have to buy that. And then you start contacting, giving pressure to your parents and doing this and that. No. So we are talking about finances here. One thing I would like you to do is, we have so many opportunities around us. We have sometimes a week, 2 or 3 times to go for lectures. For me, practically, from level 200, I have it in mind that the way we come to class, people will ask permission, go out and buy popcorn, and be chewing as lecture is going on. Why not save some money and buy popcorn machine?
Please, are you listening to him? Hey, are you listening to him? He's going somewhere deeper. Listen carefully.
So I asked of the price. They said it's around 600 cedis then. So I saved money and I bought popcorn machine. So I wake up early. I have a gas cooker. So I'll pop the corns plenty. So seal them nicely. I branded them, added needle. So I contacted all the class reps. So I told them that I have popcorn. When you take 5 at 10, I'll give you 1. So early in the morning, I'll call them and share it to at least 10 of them. And I'm friends with all the most of the class reps. So with that, they will come for it. So after lectures, I will just go for my sales. And that is
You go for your sales?
Yes, as a student. So you must be industrious. And through all those things, my focus was on the book as well. Sometimes when I come with popcorn, a lecturer can say, share it to everybody. They must pay. And one lecturer always, if I get to that class, I will always get not less than 100 cedis every day. So one thing I want to tell you here is, you must be creative and look at the problems around you and try to solve them. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Oh, I think I can do it better. I think you have started laughing. The hunger is going gradually. By the time they finish, you not even want to eat your food. Somebody say, Masa, Asemenaka. Gladys, quickly. You to still on the financial kind of, UPSA, you pay school fees, very expensive, hostel, very expensive. How were you able to meet all these demands and at the same time be able to school? And then you were able to graduate. And I know you may want to share something with us, how you are now working at a very good place and how you even started as a student, quickly.
Okay, so I have an HND in secretariatship, and I wanted to pursue my education in accounting. So my brother bought forms for me, and I came to UPS. But when I was coming, I knew I didn't have anywhere to get school fees from. My long story short. So when I was coming, my idea in mind was, if I get my first term, that's my admission fee, just the 50% to come. I already have an HND. So I prayed to God that I don't know where I can get money to continue my school. So you should just give me a job. I need a job. I was an evening student. And accounting is not that difficult though, but it's also not easy. So I came to Accra in February. It was Brad Edwin who actually helped me. We sent the money to him and he paid my fees on the last day. That was the matriculation day, so I was not even here. When I came to school, they had done 5 weeks. So it was left with 7 weeks. That time they were doing online and face-to-face. So was gone. When I came, God gave me a job. I prayed about it. In May, I got a job. It was not easy, but it was through a friend, and I got a job. Now, working and schooling is hectic because when you go to work, you have to psych your mind to work, not to study. And when you come to, when you are also in class, you also psych your mind that you're not tired from the work stress. So it wasn't easy, but it was only God. I think what I was able to do was I was able to see the focus because I knew where I'm coming from and where I wanted to go to. And I don't follow friends. I don't do friendship. I don't do peer pressure. If you are buying shoes, 5 shoes, I will wear my slippers with confidence. I don't follow. If I have the money to buy, hallelujah. But if I don't have, I do not follow peer pressure. I will not follow you to go and sew a very big dress. If my own is skirt and top, I will wear the top, change the skirt. If it's black skirt, I will wear it. My top will be like 5. That same skirt to follow me because I don't know why I should be shy when I'm wearing my own dress. As far as it's still covering my body and it's not smelling, I will wash that skirt. So maybe in the evening I'll wash it the next morning. So I have like 2 black. I will wear it like you cannot tell me that I'm why now. Is it me and you that is coming to never. So I went to school.
Some
I
of
was
you are
working.
smiling. You,
I was
you don't know
working
life.
and I was schooling. See, it was difficult because I now had to pay my school fees. I now had to pay my hostel. I wasn't in hostel. And one thing with me is because I don't do friends, you will not come and influence me to go to hostel. I went to take an apartment. It wasn't too well, but it was okay. At least I could be in the room for 2 days without no
Now
food.
listen to practical session or listen carefully. Some of you don't get hostel A or B. You say you not come to university. She came to rent an apartment at Medina Estate. Listen carefully. Yes, continue.
Without no food, I could be in the room for a whole day. I don't have food. When it's 5:30, I'll go for lectures. And I'm the smiley type. I play a lot. So everybody thinks I'm very. So you know I'm hungry. When I go, I come back, I drink water, I sleep. I'm very okay. The next morning, I will find where I can get money. Maybe call my siblings if they get. Now run and go and buy gobe, and I'll be fine.
Go and buy what?
Gobe.
Gobe.
If I get some nice joint they sell watch, I always look for gobe joints anywhere I go because they don't hear any issue.
Any beans?
So that was I wasn't flashy. I wasn't looking for and you know when you come to campus, you know, people dress beautifully. People are flashy. My focus wasn't there. I came to school, I'm working, I'm eating, I'm wearing clothes, the clothes I have. What am I looking for? And I have God, which is the ultimate. So I believe that when you are around, when you are with God, when you dedicate yourself to God fully, forget your mistakes. See, your mistakes doesn't define you. Nobody can see, nobody can know whether last week you fell down. Would anybody know? Except you say it. So why don't you leave it there and then focus on whatever you are doing? After a year, I lost my job. I lost my job in January. God gave me a job in May, and I was still schooling. Now, I want to share last testimony before I end. During my final year, final semester, where I was working, it was very tedious. I couldn't attend lectures. I only attend lectures 5 times. And mind you, in evening, my work is at Accra. By the time I'll get to campus, it's almost 7. I think we all know the traffic if you're in Accra. I only attended lectures, 1 for presentation, 1 for IA, and the rest. And I didn't have a phone. My phone was misbehaving. So I took a leave to write exams. I didn't know anything. Now, mind you, I was working in school and my grades were not bad at all. I was still doing project work at that time. So I was very hectic. Now, when I came for my leave to write my exams, because I knew I had not attended lectures, I had not studied enough, because those who've been going to class, I just associated myself with those who I know can teach me. Now, don't be shy to let somebody teach you. So teach me. Abi? And if you teach me and I pass, I have passed. So would you come and say my bon? No. So if I see that if I write the exam today, I will get a C, but if you teach me, I will get an A. I will come to you for you to teach me. And mind you, don't say that the person who doesn't answer question in class, wabong. It's a lie. A lady was answering question in my class all the time. I'm sorry to say she went with a pass. Don't let peer pressure attract you at all. Peers are very bad. Now, by the grace of God, I wrote my exams. I remember I was sick throughout because it was hectic. And I was so grateful to God that my final exams, I wrote 4 papers, and 1 project work. There was no B in my paper. I had an A. I was so proud of myself that I had to cry because it wasn't me, it was God. It was. And yes, I was doing all night throughout because I needed to study. A guy looked at me and said, "Into Unkoda. What's you do too much?" I looked at him, I was like, "You've been in class for the whole of the semester. I have not been in class. If I don't get it here, this is my final year. I don't want to graduate to the second class lower." Upper crown crying, but I'm grateful to God because working and schooling is not easy. Your time management is the best. So if you are not working and you are schooling, I beg of you, try and manage your time so well. You learn everything. You know, after class, we call something retain memory. When you are in a classroom, the lecturer teaches you, you get it really well. Mind you, when you don't read it again, it leaves you. By the time you pick it, you have to now start looking for it. I don't know if it happens to you. So immediately you leave the class, you know that, oh, if I don't read this, then it won't work. Immediately the lecturer leaves the class, just go through your notes. Try and read like you're reading 1 + 1 is equal to 2. And read, and it will help you. So first of all, it's the grace of God. And
All right, thank
secondly,
you. If
time
you leave, you
management.
use the whole day.
Thank you
Let's
very much.
clap for her. Beautiful. Mr. Manasi, I know some of you know him. Have you seen on the national TV before, from maybe UTV, TV3, any of the stations? Who has seen on national TV before? Where? TV3. Don't watch current affairs. So he actually was the government spokesperson on the economy, right? Former. And then he also worked with the Ministry of Works and Housing, right? And then by God's grace, he's in his 3rd year doing his PhD in economics at Legon, University of Ghana. So you want to know, I think most of us want to be leaders, want to be politicians, you want to be. So how can you, as a student, or how did you do it as a student, being able to learn at the same time, have this kind of leadership skills, of which of late, I know some of us want to be politicians. When you go leadership, then you are leaving your academics. How are you able to have a good balance, good blend between academic work and leadership roles? Thank you.
All right, Doc. Thank you very much. Let me say a very good evening to all of you. And I am very glad to be in your midst for 2 reasons. One, I see your faces and I know in the next 5 years, just give yourself time. In the next 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, you'll be big guys and big ladies.
Amen.
So give a clap offering unto God for that. Yes. And I also feel privileged because I'm also a student. I'm also studying for my PhD. And I want to mention that when I also came to level 100 in 2010, I was privileged to hear a lot of sermons from Professor Adaku, the professor who engaged us, and even from Dr. Martin. And their guidelines and their thoughts really shaped me, and I give God the glory for that. And, you know, being a student and having the desire, you know, to pick up leadership roles, you know, is something I feel is very important. And whether you like it or not, at one point in time, you would enter into leadership. So as a student, you must be prepared. Last 2 semesters, I had a privilege to lecture at UPS, and I used to tell my students that, you know, what you do in class, the university has a way of training you informally. So it's not really about attending lectures or even, you know, writing exams, but going through a university system builds you up so that when you are done and you find yourself within the working environment, you are able to apply a lot of things you have learned without you even knowing. And so I always encourage my students to be very active in class. And I sat at the back there and I listened to all the wonderful engagements our previous speakers took us through. All of them are good. The little add-on I would make is to say that let us embrace leadership. As a student, yes, you are at the university, to study, to make the best of grades, first class if possible, or even second class up. I don't think we wish for third class and the rest. But we should position ourselves so well to embrace leadership positions. So as you are in level 100, when there is any opportunity for leadership in the class, maybe for course rep or anything, just put yourself up. Be interested in some of these things because they will pay off. I mean, they would really pay off. And most often than not, there's also this opportunity of even contributing in class. It's something we all should try. We should endeavor to do that. And let's feel free as students. I mean, feel free. If your lecturer is lecturing, you have any questions, feel free to express yourself. There's nothing difficult about expressing yourself freely. And I think it's something we should cultivate. On average, a lot of Ghanaian students are timid. And it's something that is very troubling. I mean, when you go abroad or even other African countries, you wouldn't find that. When you even go to Nigeria, just Nigeria, you wouldn't find a lot of this. So I just want to encourage, you that as you sit here, know that whether you like it or not, in the next 10 years, in the next 15 years, you will be a leader. In the next 15 years, 10 years, whatsoever, you would find yourself in strong leadership positions. And so if you don't put up the leadership, be interested in leadership positions in your class, at your respective, talk about networking. You see, currently UPSA very fast, and you would find that UPSA is becoming the hub of a lot of international activities. You would Education, Minister of Finance, they are coming there for any program. For 100 students, I just want to engage with you. I'll be glad if you could be my mentor. I'll be glad if you could share your business card with me. Build connections. Sometimes it is not your first class or...
Are you listening? Is somebody listening? It's not your first class.
Sometimes it's not your first class, or what you would get in school that would land you better opportunities when you are out. Sometimes the Bank of Ghana or the Ministry of Finance or wherever, a big firm you so much desire to work at when you are done with school could be just a phone call away, But if you don't build the right connections, you miss it and you would do all it takes. You pull heaven to earth and you won't be able to get it. So I just want to mention that open yourself up. Build connections. Be very active in class. Feel free. And make sure you develop healthy relationships and connections with your lecturers. Sometimes you have the opportunities, big men will come to campus for programs, avail yourself, engage them, and invest in that aspect of your life. The social aspect, your worth as a human being doesn't lie in your academics or in how much money you have at your bank accounts and all of that. Sometimes your social connection is also worth much more than even the money you have. So don't belittle yourself. Don't believe. If only you have any idea who you would become in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years, you would walk with your chest full out in all confidence. So I just want to encourage you, be happy you are at UPS or any other university. Put in your best effort.
Government spokesperson, if you leave you talk. Let's clap for him. Let's clap for him. Thank you very much. Thank you. He's a great man. You can get his connection by getting his number. That's great. Yes. Now let's go to Mr. Patrick Asamoah. And he's also he was a student from UPSA, and he read accounting and he's also a chartered accountant, right? Yes. And he's also working, he has his own firm working, and he's doing good. So I want to ask this simple question, Mr. Patrick Asamoah. I realized you were a very good student, and then you told the whole church at Ayikuma that you invited somebody to come for your graduation. The person told that maybe we are messing up baby. So you like learning, and that has earned you some of these professional certificates you've gotten. If somebody is here, the person is doing a 4-year bachelor degree in accountancy, would you advise such a student to also do the profession as well as doing the bachelor degree? Quickly for us.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Keo. He was my lecturer actually. Uh, so, what I want to tell you, especially whether you are doing accounting or not, you need to have a profession, right? For example, accounting is broad. You have a bit of costing, you have a bit of financial accounting, you have a bit of taxation, you have a bit of financial management. It's a broad area, right? If I ask you, any accounting student here, just okay. What do you want to be after school? Chartered accountant. Doing what? What's that? The accounting firm. Doing what? So you see, we thank God for this session. She wants to be in an accounting firm. I have an accounting firm, right? In the accounting firm, there are various areas. We have some who are doing auditing, right? We have some who are doing taxation. We have others who are doing business valuation. We have others who are doing strategy. We have others who are doing governance. So you see, it's a broad area, right? In level 100, you'll be taught basic French. You learn how to speak French, you learn how to speak English. When you get to 200, 300, that's when you start diving into you'll be studying financial management, economics, and other aspects of it. So accounting is broad, that's one. When I came to campus, I had a chance after I actually didn't know anything about what accounting was, right? I knew accounting was preparing financial statement, trial balance. WASI, to give us trial balance, prepare financial statement, income and expenses. That's it, right? I didn't even know that when you want to get a first class, it starts from level 100. I didn't have the opportunity. I thought you wait when you get to your 4 years, except 4 years, then you come and write final exams. Then you get your. When we got to level 200, then my friend was like, is that what you are thinking? No, it starts from level 100, but it was far. Like, I had made some mistakes. Yes, I was learning, but the effort that I had in level 200 compared to level 100 was not like that. Now, when I came, I was someone spoke to me about ICA, chartered accountancy, right? Like my sister wanted to be a chartered accountant. Someone spoke to me about chartered accountancy. I had an interest, right? I had an interest. But the question is, interest alone will not give you what you want to do. There must be what? Passion. There must be effort, right? You must be deliberate about it. So he told me that once you are in school, you can also take the professional course alongside, right? So what I did was, okay, I tried to understand what it takes, what I need to do. So I got interested. But unfortunately, I couldn't afford the tuition because when I told my parents, they were like, they can't afford to pay a professional program and so university fee because UPSA fees was expensive. The question, what do I do? But later, my dad said, okay, what he can do is that he can only pay for the what? The exams fee. So for the tuition, I have to find my way out. So in level 200, I started the professional program. Take note. My main aim of coming to UPSA was to study, and I will tell you something very important, was to study the degree program here. But I got an interest based on advice to also take the chartered accountancy. UPSA, by the grace of God or like based on their history, they have a IPS, right, in the university where they take the professional program. But you must be very careful. You must be very careful in the sense that, one, if you don't have the capacity, if you don't have the strength, don't try taking the two. Else you lose your the two. You end up getting a very poor grade in your degree. And the ICA is not something that you go and write and they'll give you areas. There's nothing like areas where maybe under the degree course you'll be given areas. There's nothing like areas, right? So the IPS was, they'll give us lectures. Sometimes we'll go because the lecturers teaching you, they are not the people who set the question, but they'll teach you. But if you want to really make it, you have to put 200 effort. Well, sometimes you'll be writing an exams. I remember there were a number of times. If you are writing the ICA exams, maybe this week, the following Monday, I have a paper. Maybe I finish writing an exams on Friday, ICA course. The following Monday, I have a degree exam. My main focus was coming to school. I didn't want to lose the two. So this is what I did. Before I come to school, I mostly come to school 3 weeks before school resumes.
All right, quickly. You are getting deeper. That was good.
3 weeks before school resumes. I always come to school 3 weeks before school resumes. I study 6 weeks ahead of lectures. 6 weeks, right? So before lectures, before the lecture.
Our food is in too, so I hope you are happy. Please, let's say it for them.
6 weeks. 6 weeks before the lectures. 6 weeks ahead of lectures. So when the lecture is at week 1, me, I'm at week 6. Because I was studying, I was doing 2 courses. I was learning the ICA program where there was no areas. And I was also studying the degree course. I was not missing class. Sometimes I have to miss class, right? Sometimes, but not always. Sometimes I have to miss class just because I wanted to also get my professional qualification. So I was always 6 weeks ahead. And at that point, because I was doing 2 courses on campus, I was always with my books. Always with my books. My life was a triangle, right? Church, hostel, campus. Church, hostel, campus. I know some of you, every program on campus you want to go. I never even knew there was SRC week on UPSA campus until level 400. When my friend asked me, so if you want to do it and it has paid off, trust me, if you're able to discipline yourself, the word is discipline. If you're able to discipline yourself and you want to do it, you can do it. But make sure you don't lose the 2 qualifications. Because I know some tried, right? The class because they wanted to. So if you want to do it, you can do it. But make sure you are disciplined. You have to put 2 times effort before you can achieve that.
Great. Let's clap for him. That's a beautiful admission. Great. Beautiful one. Yes, my brother, he is in 2nd year. He's a student right now at UPSA. And he's also offering which program? IT. He wants to share testimony with us. Oh, you can eat. Oh, if you want to eat, you can eat. Yeah, we brought the food for you to eat. You said you are able to survive on 300 Ghana cedis for the whole month. How? Very fast.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the opportunity. Yeah, it sounds funny and impossible, but I want to tell you that it's possible. So it all starts with the mindset. Okay, when I came to school, I literally depend on my father for everything. And I'm someone who have tasted sweetness and bitterness. I'm from a family of 2, where one background is okay and another background is not okay. So I asked myself, am I always going to depend on my father as I'm growing up? No, so I then put up the mindset, I have to do something to save. So I came up with this idea. Instead of buying food
on campus. When I go to cafeteria, I go to lectures, instead of buying food at the cafeteria, I don't do that. What I do is that I take 300 CDs and I go to the market. And you know, at the market, yeah, and then in the market, you get the stuffs quite at cheap price. So I buy all the necessary things I'll need. Then I'll cook and I'll stock it in my fridge. And it's not like it's also save my time. The cooker save my time because you have 2 days off. So I literally use 1 day to do that. I cook and I stock it. So whenever I go for lectures and I come back, I just take my food from my fridge, I warm, and I eat. And that's how I've been surviving on 300 cities. Not that my father cannot take care of me or my father don't have enough money. I can tell you today that's something. My father now calls me for me, asks me, won't you ask me for money?
Wow. Is it that you are working? Are you doing some side job?
Yeah, I'll get there. I'm doing some side job as well, which is my personal business that I came back with on campus. I realized, no, even still with the same mindset that no, I still don't have to be depending on my father. And I'm the firstborn as well. And like, from where I'm coming from, if you are the firstborn, you have a lot of trouble. Yeah, because everything it will be on you.
All right.
So with this mindset, I said no. I have to do something to save and also to reduce my spending. And then I came up with that mindset. And like I said, today, my father used to call me. He'll call me. He'll say, won't you ask me for money? I'll tell him, Daddy, I'm okay. So I only call for my daddy for money maybe when I have a major problem or for my school fees. And that's how I've been surviving.
Let's clap for him. Let's clap. That's beautiful. Mommy Precious, please, 1 minute. You took a lot of time during your session, so please, just summary. We've heard from you. Summary. Anything you want us to hear, please.
Okay, so he says, literally, he says, I like talking. All I'll say is that, especially for the females, and it cuts across genders too, relationships. I don't know whether yours is October rush or January rush. It is not helpful. It will not augur well for you. Stay clear away from it. The connections, what you need, the relationships that you need are the connections persons talking about, not the intimate kind of relationship. It is not important. It will not help you in your academics. Neither does it look good in the sight of God. You would want to preserve your purity and wait until marriage if you would want to marry. Don't attempt to taste of the goodness in marriage before you get there. There are sacred things that are relegated for that period. Don't stir up things that ought not to be stirred up at this point in time. Don't let a gentleman here exploit you. Don't let a lady here exploit you. You are precious. You are hidden beneath. Let them mine you out, both male and female. So if your roommate comes, I had that terrible experience back in undergrad. My roommates, even though I was the senior, I would have my juniors coming in with their boyfriends, doing all sorts of things. I was literally narrowed in the room, such that at a point in time, I had to leave them there. And now in life, I don't know where they are. The point we are trying to drive at is make meaningful connections. Connections that would help you later in future. Don't fall to peer pressure. Do not fall to peer pressure. Some will come to class in Range Rovers. You don't know how they got it. It's not your business. Maybe their father bought it for them. Great. We thank God for that. If you are not there yet, don't pressurize yourself. Be you. Be authentic. Be you. And your future self will thank you for it. That's all I would want to say.
Let's clap for them. Do it better. Do it better. Just one question. Just one question. Yes. His hand was up first. Then please, Mr. Enoch. A quick one, then we close. Please, you can set up, please. Mr. Enoch. Set it up. Yes, you can ask your question.
Okay, sir. Please, White, I wanted to ask you a question. Please, what skills and quality do you think firms look for in interns that makes them valuable to their company? And how can I start developing these qualities now?
So one, it's very basic. The desire to learn, right? Because the field work against the what you learn in school is totally different. I have a lot of people who they've graduated, but you need to teach them. The trial balance they give you in the exams to prepare, it's not a trial balance you see when you come out. All right. So someone needs to guide you. So the basic one is the desire to learn. That's all. Thank you.
Please mention your name.
Please, my name is Akushika Vicentia, and then I'm reading law. I'm a continuing student. But then I got inspired by what you said, your story about you doing two programs at the same time. And I think it's something I'm currently facing, even though I'm not doing two programs at the same time, but then I like to combine extracurricular activities with school activities. So I want to know how you were able to manage your stress in those times, your stress mechanisms, and then how you're able to sail through.
Stress there. Every day we are stressed. At the moment I'm feeling sleepy. um it's very difficult. I remember sometimes in school I can only sleep for 2 hours in school. There are some days that I try to sleep the whole day, but it will not work. How do I manage it straight? I sometimes end up at the hospital, right? The school clinic. I remember sometimes, even on the sick bed, I called my roommate to bring my books because the following day I was writing exam, but I was at the clinic. But you know what gave me? I had learned before the semester. I've already covered the areas. I've learned everything, right? I've learned everything. So whether some of the lecturers will give you areas, some will come, some will not come. They'll give the area. For me, I've covered everything, and that paper I remember it was doc's course. Within 1 hour, I've stood up and I was even going home. I was going to sleep. Doc said, "I'll go and sit down," and they'll say that he has given me the questions. Well, I had already prepared, right? So for the stress there, you go to the stress, but you have to see how to manage. Know your stress level. There are some people when they learn for 3 hours, they are tired. They have to go and sleep. Some can learn in the morning. Some can learn in the night. I remember I had a friend who always wanted to follow me to go and learn in the night. When we go, he will sleep. And I told you that, look, this is not your thing. You can't learn in the night. Try and learn in the day. Because during the day, what he does is that he'll be with the friends. And you must be careful. There are some people, they can learn in the night. They are very good. So during the day, they will joke with you. Then in the night, before you realize, they are someone learning. But you can't learn in the night and you'll be sleeping. So when it comes to stress management, you can see how to balance it.
Great. Let's give a hand of clap to all our personnel who have spoken with us. You want to say something? Okay. Our time.
Shortly, I just want to talk to our sister. You know, you must, with this, he has said it all, but I just want to let you know that I must be on the ball. Success doesn't come like just maybe, how would I even say it? Success will not come with just a luck that oh, I have it. You have to work for it. I was in the same situation. I was an evening student, an ICA student, and I was working at the daytime. Then from there you come to let's say, church and other activities, but be purposeful. They will say, oh, they have jams here, I'm going. They have this here, I'm going to this party. No, his triangle. You just follow it like that. And then you'll be successful. Thank you.
Well, let's give it to them. Let's clap for them. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you. Mr. Enoch, please, briefly. So we are about, please, I wanted you to have eaten. You don't want to eat here? Or why? You are shy. Why? Because we want to finish up with this one. We are closing by 7 p.m. Nobody will be here. So it's using, we are going to do the AI, then we are done. Hey, I hope you are getting me. Oh, I hope you are getting me. AI, we close. So if it's 7 and we have not closed, please walk out. Do you have a deal? 7, oh, you see how I said that, yes. 7 p.m. and we have not said, vote of thanks or thank you. Hey, Yapong, go. Do you get me? So please, just 30 minutes.
All right, so doctor has put me on the spot. Please, you can project my screen for me. Yeah, so I'm not going to bore you with these plenty things. This is what I'm interested in, right? So what we are going to do is, there are a lot of AI tools around that can help you in your academics. And they've said everything, especially with what our lecturer said, that is Auntie Precious. She mentioned about note-taking and all that. Right now, when you are putting to me, I don't like writing with my pen. If I have my phone, I take my notes with my phone. I do everything with my phone, my tablet. So if you are like me who doesn't want to write with his hand, this session is for you. But if you still write with your hand, this session is still for you. AI can still translate what you've written and then get you information. That's it. So let's start with this framework. If you keep this in your mind, any AI tool you have, you can use it. Now, the reason is that AI has almost all the information you need. So if you don't guide the AI on exactly what you need, it will give you rubbish. It will give you rubbish. So this is how you get any AI at all. I'll show you 3 AI tools, but this is the context we are going to use to run the AI. Number 1, the context. Whenever you are interacting with an AI, you must give it a context. So for example, I am a level 100 student studying statistics. That is the context. So when you do that, you've given the AI a constraint or a limit to where he can think about. Then number 2, a persona. When we say act as a student, act as a supervisor, act as this. When you give the person the persona, it helps them know what to do. I don't know if you are following. Go. Is the task. So now you've given your context that you are level 100, blah, blah, blah. You've given your persona that you are a student. Now the task, what do you want the AI to do? Now you tell the AI in clear terms exactly what you want. So for example, if I tell you that, oh, prepare jollof for me, I don't like plenty salt. What's the meaning of I don't like plenty salt? Salt being plenty is subjective. Am I right? I don't like plenty pepper. What do you mean by plenty pepper? So you have to say that I need maybe 1 tablespoon of what? Pepper. Be very specific with what you are asking. If not, you get rubbish. Then the last thing, the output. How do you want the AI to give you the result? You see, some lecturers want the answers in a paragraph form. Some lecturers want the answers in bullets. Some lecturers want the answers with references. So if you don't tell the AI how you want your output to be, it will give you any output. And then you go and then you are in trouble. Now, these 4 pillars, if you understand it very well, you can control any AI and how you want it, and you get the best result from it. So we are going to use this framework. It's called the CPTO framework. CPTO framework. It's very simple. C for context. You are giving it a context. P for persona. You are letting it behave like somebody. Then the T is for the task you want to give the AI. And then the O is the output. How do you want your result? Some questions will say, tabulate something, something. So when you tell the AI, tell him to give you the answer in a table form. Some questions will say, discuss. If the question says discuss, don't let the AI give you bullets. Bullets are not discussions. Discussions are paragraphs. Please, I hope you are following. So if you understand this framework, any assignment, any question, anything that is given to you, you can master and you can control the AI. The first AI tool I want to show you, I don't want to start with ChatGPT because everybody knows ChatGPT, so it will bore you. Let me take you to something that which will help you. It's called the Notebook LM. Notebook LM. So if you can still see my screen, if you are in your Gmail or wherever you find yourself, just click on, let me go to my Gmail, and then you see this 3x3 matrix dot over here. Just click on it. There are a lot of features here that you can capitalize on, but people don't look at it. Now scroll and look for Notebook LM. If you cannot find it from where I've shown you, you can just search in your URL, Notebook LM. Just do that. Once you do that, the first link that comes, you click on it. If you're already signed into your Google account, as I mentioned, if you have a Google account, then it will take you there. If you're not signed into your Google account, it will try to allow you to sign up, right? So I'll just do try. It will try to get my session. It's trying to verify me. So I'll use a different account. So I'll use this account, and then I'm in my notebook. Now, what does it do for you? So think about it this way. You can write notes with text. You can write notes with your voice. You can write notes with pictures. You can even tell Notebook LM to generate a video from your lecture slides for you to understand. Some of you jog in the mornings. Do I have anybody like that? You go for morning walks, jogging and all that. Oh, you don't exercise. Please, let me add it. Since they didn't mention it, as a student, you must exercise. If not, you die before you write your exam. Oh, yes. People fall sick during examination weeks. They don't rest. They don't exercise. They don't do that. But that's just by the way. So Notebook LM will help you control all this information. Now, let's have an example. So when you are on the screen here, please, you can follow me. Don't listen. I want to be sure somebody is following me because at least 3 people have to get something concrete before they leave here. So I can just click on Create New. Then it will open a new notebook for me. Now, this interface you are seeing is not scary. In the middle here, if what you want to let Notebook LM do for you is a PDF file, you can just upload the file here. If it is a slide, you can upload it here. So I'm going to choose a PDF. I'm from a software background and then a cybersecurity background. So the examples I'll use are related to that. So you select your file. You can select as many files as possible. You can select as many files as possible. Now, take note, the name of the file was called Article 2. But you see, Article 2 will not make sense to you when you are going through all that. So you just come and then rename your stuff. So you just come here and then rename it to, let's say, this particular article has to do with role-based assets. We don't need to understand. So I'll just call it RBAC, okay? So that whenever I come here, I'm dealing with an RBAC article. Is that okay? Now, you see that it has already given me a summary of what is here, but that is not all I need. Look at the right-hand side here, and this is where it gets interesting. If your lecturer gives you, let's say, chapter 1, the slides or the PDF, you can tell Notebook LM that give me possible quiz questions under that particular topic. Possible quiz questions. Test me as if I'm going to write IA today. And then you just click on the quiz. Then you see that it's generating the quiz from the PDF or the PowerPoint or the Excel or whatever you've uploaded over there. And you'll be surprised that it will give you pertinent questions which is likely to occur or happen in your exam. Please, there's a disclaimer here. I beg you, don't use this alone and say you will not learn. When they generate the questions for you, you go and memorize that one. No. I beg you. This is just to prep you for the potential questions that will come. So you see, in less than 1 minute, the questions have been generated. Now let me show you what you see. So you just click on it. And then look at it here. It has given me already. You don't need to understand the content like I said. So look at it. We have questions that have options. So according to the proposed RBAC, which tier for amalgamating diverse perspective into a unified composite for security administration. I'm going to choose a wrong answer, and then let's see how it helps us. So I choose the implementation. Then look at it, tells me that not quite. So the idea of LLM is not to frustrate you, say you are wrong, and then that is all. It tries to tell you why you are wrong, and then shows you the correct answer and why that is the correct answer. Please, you get it? So this is more like an intuitive platform to help you. So I chose the C, and it says not quite. These are synonymous with internal views, and he knows why. He has an idea why I chose that, because the terms are related. So the AI is able to know that this guy chose the answer because he thought the subjects are the same. And that is his comment here. If you can see, let me see if I can zoom in. He says that it is not correct because these are synonymous with internal views and focus on the technical enforcement. So he's trying to explain to me why my answer is wrong and I shouldn't have chosen it. Now he tells me that this is right, but it doesn't end there. And this is where the learning becomes good. If I tell you, okay, correct for 3 points, without giving you the context or why I said that particular question is correct, the next time if I twist the question, you don't know the answer. Please do get it. So it tells you why that particular answer is the right one. And it says that the conceptual or community view serves as a single or central tier, blah, blah, blah. Right? So the point I'm trying to make here is that the sample questions and answers you are having over here is training you or modeling you with respect to, remember, we gave it just one source, one PDF file, and it gave us just 10 answers. Now, this we have over here is based on what we just gave. We can query the, what's the name, the AI to let it give us certain responses. Back to what I showed you earlier, the framework. Who remembers this, the acronym, the framework we mentioned? CPTO. Even if you forget anything, those days when we're writing exam, when you write on one page and it's full, you write PTO at the bottom. Do you know what it means? What does it mean? Please turn over. So even if you forget anything, just say C, please turn over. So the C is for what? Context. The P is for what? Persona. The T is for what? And then the O is for what? Now, with what we have here now, we are going to present. We are going to generate a PowerPoint presentation. So, for example, your lecturer can tell you that chapter 2, I'm going to teach only point 1 and point 2. The remaining points, go and do a presentation. One lecturer who was teaching me in UMaT, he has 5 chapters in the semester. He teaches you chapter 1 and chapter 2. The chapter 3, chapter 4, chapter 5, you do presentation, and that is how you win the marks. Now, let me show you the trick. So let's go to this app. It's called Gamma. Please, if you have your tablet or your phone, you can just go. If you just listen and you go to the hostel, you may forget. So just follow along. My time is limited, but just follow along. So it's called Gamma.app. Okay. So what Gamma does is that, please, one thing I wanted to mention and I forgot. AI tools, they can do almost everything, but we have specialized AI tools for specific purposes. So, for example, you go to the hospital, you go to the consulting room, the doctor will say, okay, go and do lab, go and do ECG, go and do blah, blah, blah. Why didn't the doctor in the consulting room do it for you? He doesn't have that ability to do that, but he has an idea. Please, I hope you are following. So all AI tools have an idea of what to do, but there are some special tools that can do it well for you. If I'm doing a presentation and I want slides, I'll not go to ChatGPT. ChatGPT will waste my time. I'll go to specialized tools like Gamma AI, because Gamma is meant for just presentations. Please, I hope you are following. Notebook LM. If I'm having, let's say, I want to design a flyer or something, I will not go to Notebook LM. Notebook LM is for learning, taking notes, videos, audios, and all that. I won't go there. So there are specialized tools for special things. So one of the specialized tools is the Gamma, because you do presentations. Trust me, level 100. You do presentations. And what even makes it very interesting is that some of the presentations is not single individual presentation. You do it in a group. Imagine you call for a group meeting and one person doesn't come and you need him to give you information. That is the problem. So I'll just use the Gamma that I have here. Just a second. Yes, so I have Gamma here. And then I'll just, let me exit this first. So if you go to Gamma AI or Gamma app, right, then you have, okay, you can use the result from one AI to feed into another AI to get another input. So the output of AI 1 can become the input of AI 2. I hope you are following. Exactly. So now let's go to the first AI, the notebook LM. So I'll tell notebook LM that provide outline for a 10-page slide to be generated by another AI to call Gamma. Now I'm going to quiz you right now to see whether you guys are following. With this particular prompt, does it satisfy the framework I have given you? Remember, the framework is C, P, T, O. The command I've written here is provide an outline for a 10-page slide to be generated by another AI tool called Gamma. Does this prompt satisfy the framework I've given you? This is practical. No. So what is missing? Or what can we identify and what is missing? What can we identify from this prompt? What can we identify from the CPTO? And based on what I've given, what can we identify? Do we have context? Do we have context? Oh, do we have context? We don't have context. We don't have context. Do we have a persona? We don't have a persona. Do we have a task? Yes, we have a task. Do we have an output? We don't have an output. So this prompt will give me something vague. So now let's correct it. I want someone to look at my task and then add one or two things to make it a complete framework. Who can try? For 100 cities. Where's my 100? It's here. Who is the MC? He can come for it. Modify or expand upon this prompt to complete the CPTO framework. If you do this, my work is done. I've closed for the day.
I hope I can answer myself. It's for the students. Okay. Oh no, you want to give the money.
Okay, the money, yes. So the money is with Doc. Okay. This is the prompt. You've identified that I have only the T. So we are left with the C, we are left with the P, we are left with the O. Who can complete this to make it a good prompt for the framework that we have? Quickly. If you do this, then I'm done with my work. Yes. Should I zoom in? Okay, let me zoom in again.
Acting as a student in level 100.
Please, you'll be the judge. Oh. I'm not going to be the judge.
Acting as a student and then outline then 10-page slide to be generated by another AI tool called Gamma.
Did she get all the parameters? What did she add and what did she miss? Did she add context? Did she add persona? So what was he missing? Output. Good. So another person should try.
Discuss as a level 100 student the prompt. Provide an outline to be generated by another AI. So the prompt.
The prompt, please show the prompt, what I've typed. I know you want to show his face, but also show the prompt. Yeah.
Provide an outline for 100-page slide to be generated by another AI tool called Gamma. Yep.
So take it all over again.
Okay, so discuss, as a level 100 student, to generate, maybe provide an outline for a 10-page slide to be generated by another AI tool called Gamma.
What is he missing? Output. So the
Yeah.
output is your problem. Yeah, let's give it to the gentleman
No,
here.
the output was the discuss. The output was
No,
the discuss.
the output is the discuss is still an instruction. The output is how you want it. You remember I said that how you want it. It could be tabular, it could be paragraphical. I'm even giving you the answer. Yes.
Discuss as a level 100 student. A 100-page slide to be generated by another AI tool called Gamma. A paragraph form.
Okay. Don't get a better one, she has won. So we want a better one. If you don't get a better one, she has 100 cedis for herself.
Who will take the 100?
Please, this side. You are not going to this side. Yes. So pray that she doesn't get it well. I don't know why God will prayer. Yes, but then.
So for the question, the right way is to be said that I am a level 100 student and the persona is as a student, provide an outline for a 10-page slide. The question is not even quite clear. Provide an outline for a 10-page slide to be generated by another AI tool called Gamma. 3 paragraphs at most. Paragraphs for a minimum of 3 words.
Okay, let me keep quiet. Between her and her, or she and she, I don't know if to is
In the
correct.
form of a
Who got it?
file.
Who got it right? Let's give it to the first one, right? Let's clap hands for her. I would have tilted towards the second person, but since you all agreed, since you all agreed the first person,
No one.
but so let's vote. So those who have it, how do they do it in the Parliament House? Yeah. Okay. So what's your name? So those who like Vanessa, let me hear yeah. Those in favor for what's your name, please? Sorry. Those in favor for Emanuela, let me hear you say yeah. As for trying, I'll give you 50 cents. So who's I give Emanuela, right? Yes. Hey, Emanuela. You have to keep typing. And then the 50 you have to all right. Is my time up? All right. So now let's do that. Let's do that with the Gamma, okay? So please give her the mic. I want her to repeat so that I'll type and then we'll send it to the AI so that it will not be like I'm the one who typed it. Is that okay? So let's hear it from here again. I'll just type it from here, and then feed it into the Gamma app.
Okay. So the question is, I am a level 100 student.
So give me the prompt.
Okay. The prompt. I am a level 100 student. That's what we are starting with.
Okay.
Yeah. And the actual question. Provide an outline for a 10-page slide to be generated by another AI tool called Gamma. And the output is in a form of a 3-paragraph or a maximum of 300 words. In a form of a, yeah, that's all.
All right.
Yeah.
One thing, I don't like typing, okay? So usually when I'm doing this thing, I use the voice prompt. I don't like typing at all. But because of the session, I wanted to prove that I know how to type. Don't mind me. I'll copy this. I'll let this run in. Remember, we are in Notebook LM. And don't lose your focus. We brought a PDF file here. We fed it with the content. It gave us a summary. We asked it to generate a quiz for us. We went through one of the quizzes. We saw how it answers and gives us the feedback, right? And then now we want to generate a PPT. All right, PPT from that. So I'll just enter here, and then let's see what it's doing. So it is thinking through. checking the scope, defining the scope, blah, 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 outlining the architecture, developing the slides. So once it's done, have you seen that Notebook LM didn't give us a PPT? It only gave us what we requested for, an outline of what we are going to give to another app used for the presentation or the PowerPoint. So I'll just come here and use the copy here. Just click on the copy, and then I'll go to my Gamma. I'll go to my Gamma, and then I'll click on New. And so here we have different, you can create, I will not go there. We are doing presentation. So I'll click on presentation. Let me even use the AI generated. So create new AI generated presentation. Let me use the default. Yeah, let me use the default. Right, so you can practice this over there. And whilst it is loading, one thing about the Notebook LM is that you can do a lot of things here. So I can minimize the quiz, okay? And then, let me just, okay, I'm done with this. So let me go back to the studio. Yeah, so the quiz is already here. So it will always save. Whenever you come here, you get the content. Those who listen to podcast, you can also tell it to generate a podcast for you. That's why I asked those who have been jogging. So that when you are jogging in the morning, you listen to the slide as if two people are conversing. That way, it makes it very interesting. I'll try and generate one whilst we are doing the PPT. By the time we are done, it will be done over here. So I'll just come and click here, audio overview, right? So I'll just click on the audio overview. Then it will try to generate audio content based on the sources that we've given it. And you will love to hear how they are speaking, like two people who are interacting with each other. So as you are running or you are doing whatever, or you are in the kitchen cooking, or you are doing something that cannot allow you to watch or read, just plug it in your ears and then you listen. It is not going to read the rephrasing the PDF in a way that you understand. It's not just a reader, okay? So whilst it is doing that, it says I should come back in a few minutes. So I'll leave it there. Let's go back to the Gamma, and then let's see what Gamma has done for us. So here, we are going to generate. Remember, we have text from somewhere, so we use paste text. So we click on this one, okay? Then based on this, my internet should load. Yeah, you should see that that's the last one I used. I like giving it my own content, and that is something I want you to be careful about. Try to always train the AI. Don't just go and say, give me a PowerPoint on statistics. Now, control the AI. So I'm going to give it my text and let it generate the PowerPoint. So whilst it is doing that, I think is there. Yes. So whilst it is doing that, just come and paste what you copied from Notebook LM or ChatGPT. Now remember, the prompt is for any AI tool. So we are just using that. So I'll just remove all that I don't need here. Okay, so you see how I'm doing manual work. So that's why we're telling you that don't just copy and dump. You need to do some work. Now, on paper, no better school. You don't want to do anything. Why are you coming to school? So don't just dump. When you dump, you read through. Sometimes AI can even say nonsensible things. They are called hallucinations. I don't have time. I would have explained that. So all that. So I'll just put this over here. Then look at the bottom here. It says, what do you want me to do with this content? So what do we want to do? Number one, generate from notes, summarize in long text, present. No, I want you to generate from notes and outline. Then you go ahead and then continue. You will see how beautiful it's going to design the thing for you, and you can customize it however you want to do it. And that is your presentation for you for that particular semester or that particular course. You see here that you can decide that you want it to give you a minimal presentation. You know, sometimes when you're doing presentations, people who write as if they're writing a thesis. Presentations are just points, okay? So you can use the minimal or the concise. Never use detailed for your presentation. PowerPoints are not supposed to be details or extensive, okay? So please, let's note. So I'll just use the concise, then I'll generate. Okay, I'll generate. If you wanted to add any additional information, you just put it here. Maybe I want the images to be cartoon. I want the images to be something. Control the AI. Is that okay? Control the AI. So it is generating it for us. We'll just give it some time to generate and see real time. See what it's doing. Real time. real time. You, if I had asked you to present, to design a PowerPoint presentation, even color combination, how to even identify which color blends with which color, you struggle. Look at the contrast, look at the coloring. This one, if you present it anywhere, you know, some presentation when you are presenting, they'll say, we cannot see. This one, anywhere you present it, they can see. Look at it's still generating anyway. So you can be looking through the content whilst it is generating. See how it is outlining it for you, section by section, card by card, going through on and on like that. So when you are done, you just export it. If you want to save it as PDF or PowerPoint or whatever format you want to save it, you can do that. See how it is doing it in real time. No child's play, no joke. And everything you need is there. Please, when you are done, don't go and present this without cross-checking. Some of you are like that. Oh, yeah. Oh, the thing has done. No, the call. Me, lecturer, I'll find out and then I'll cancel it or I'll mark you down. There are AI tools to detect AI content. There are AI tools to detect AI content. So what makes your work different is that when two things, if it says, how are you? You can say, how are you doing? Simple. You have changed the meaning. The context, but the meaning is still the same. Is that okay? Look at how it has designed the thing neatly for you with templates and all that. You wouldn't have even thought of this styling when I was asking you to do the PowerPoint presentation. And that is how it has done that for us. So when it is time to present, you just click on the present and then you're already presenting your work to your people over there. Right. So lastly, before my time ends, okay, the audio is still generated because it takes time. So the audio will try to play one or two things. So I think I have one audio I can show to you, and then we'll call it a day. I wanted to take you to Mendeley. Mendeley will be used for referencing. I did some example there, but because of time, I'm rushing. Maybe another time. Yep, another time. So one of the notebook LM I did, what I did was that I asked it to give me some flashcards. I think our lecture mentioned flashcards or those things that we call sticky notes. Some of us, that's how we learn. We like to learn on cards. So you pick the card and then you view. You can generate a flashcard, and then the flashcard will help you, like photographic memory. Those who have the photographic memory, you can use a flashcard to see how the information you have given to it can help you, right? So I don't know if it's my network or what is it. But then as it is playing, it is loading. Below here is the audio podcast I was talking to you about. Let me see if I can get the audio output and then just listen and see whether you can. So let's volume. Let me just reload this. Right. So, okay, that is about that. Then the last thing I think I'll use this time that is taking to load to just talk to you about Mendeley. So Mendeley is a referencing tool, okay? Mendeley is a referencing tool. When you have time, you can go and use any of the AI tools to tell you to help you on how to use Mendeley, okay? So you can even tell AI to teach you how to use another AI. Do you understand? If you understand the prompting, the framework I gave you, the CPTO, you can use the CPTO to tell one AI to teach you how to use another AI. The tool I'm talking about is called Mendeley. Okay, Mendeley. And what Mendeley does is that, yes, Mendeley, the spelling, MENDELEY. Mendeley. What Mendeley does is that it helps you group or categorize your reference or your source materials. And I'll show you how powerful it is. You'll be very shocked. Now, for example, I went to ResearchGate, okay? And then I went and looked for an article from our doctor. He's here. He has an article or a publication, let me say a publication with one professor, okay? So I picked that particular article and then gave it to Mendeley. Is that okay? So you can search for his name here. He's called, let me see. So you can search by the author's name or the publication title or whatever. So I'm just searching, right? Let me say Kofi Efriye Owusu. Yes, Efriye Nyamiche, yeah. I just want to do this because the thing is still loading. Okay, I have it here. It's time. Yes, it's time. It's time. It's time.
Kofi, because they're free.
Okay. All right. Sure. Okay, I think I didn't find it anywhere here again, but that is fine. So what I wanted to show is that what Mendeley will do is that it will help you group your references, and then this is how you do it. So I referenced him here. The publication was accepted in 2025, somewhere in December, but I'm using it here in 2026. I think it was published in January or so. So if I look, I can look for the Nyameche here. I'll find it here. Yes, what he wrote was a systematic review on economic burden on the most prevalent infectious disease in West Africa. Please, is that the topic?
Yes, please.
Exactly. And then you can see here that this is it, 2026. Okay. So when I reference him here in text, what I'll just do is that whenever I'm done, I'll just come here and then update my referencing. That's all. If maybe in the future he goes to make an update to the original file, I'll just come here and then come and sync it, and my document has been updated. That is all. You don't need to care about whether he has made a change, they have rejected it or whatever. All you just care is that whenever there's a change, and look at the top here, there's a dot, a red dot here. Whenever there's a change, it will prompt you that there's a change. So you don't need to do any work. You just come here, click on it, then you update the bibliography. Then it will regenerate the bibliography for you again, and then you are done.
Let's clap for him.
And then we can call it a day.
Beautiful. Just a question. Question, yes. Anybody have a question? Just one question. Yes.
They are hungry.
Okay, suggestion, quickly.
Like this is a rush thing. So like could he come another time so that like
Yes, and I agree with you. What he wanted to teach us, we've not even done half of it. Yeah, this Mendeley thing, if you get it, it will really, really help you. So myself, I was even writing notes. Lecturers, research AI tools. And so we want to beg you, Mr. Enoch, we'll try to call upon you. And then there is a program from the 6th to 8th. Please remind me, I will invite you. We are going to get time to go through some of these topics that we didn't get time to do. I know you are tired. And you and I agreed that 7 we close, right? Oh, right. So on that note, I think we want to do, let's clap for Mr. Enoch for that presentation he has done. Brother, yes, can you give us a closing prayer? I don't want us to take time. We wanted to have done. Okay, Anna, please come quickly. Do yours in a minute, then he does his. Please come quickly. Or you want to forestall it for now? Let's be fast. I don't want them to. Somebody's going to wager, please. Please be fast. Be fast, please.
Please praise the Lord. Please praise the Lord. So we thank God for a successful program. We thank our distinguished speakers for a successful program, for all the things they poured out to us. I'm not praying, I'm just giving a vote of thanks. We'll come and do the prayer, okay? So I'm just giving a vote of thanks, yes. So we
She thanks you for coming. Amen. Also, if you might pray for us. 1 minute, other is you.
Please, we have been seated for a while. Let's be on our feet as we pray. Let's close our eyes. Our Father, in the name of Jesus, we thank you this wonderful evening for how far you have brought us together. As students, as we are here, and we've been to a lot. We pray that all that you have taught us financially, all that you have taught us academically, and everything that you've taught us, give us the grace to be able to learn and imbibe them in our lives in Jesus' name. We are praying that as we are here as first years, we pray anything that will be in the form of destruction in our lives, we pray that you take it away in Jesus' name. Give us the grace to be able to do that which we are here to do. Thank you, Lord, for an answered prayer. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
All right, thank you. So on my screen, okay,
Yes.
It's not showing. We have the Dlcf UPSA Facebook page. If you are here, we want you to join. You don't need to be a member. You can just join
Just
the
write it
page.
down, and you can go and follow what we've done
And
today.
then we'll be sending 9 stuff there: materials, church, academics, social, financial, and all the stories that you can think about. We'll put them there. Just follow. That's all. It doesn't take a minute. Just click on follow, and then you
All
follow.
right. So
like and share.
yes. So please take note. And before we go, let's take a picture. Sorry, just come here, quickly. A picture, quickly. Let's come over, madam. Please come over. Please, a picture, a group picture. Sorry, a group picture. I'm going to remember some of your faces that you came for this program. So please come for a group picture. Just briefly. Thank you very much for your commitment. Please, let's hurry up. We just want to take a group picture. Please, everybody should come up here. Everybody. Oh, don't block our. Pastor, please, you can be in front. And please, let's
Try and
arrange
stand
ourselves.
beside the pastor. He is the head of. They already gave you his profile, eh?
I
So
thought you could have been doing networking, but you want to.
I don't need to tell you. The lady standing beside him, you are very, very fortunate. Yes.
Please, let's hurry up.
The whole Ghana, domestic tax, he's the head over there. So you can imagine. In fact, if you have to bend down in front of him, bend down. Get a copy of the picture and keep it on your phone. One day it will save you. Yes, one day this picture will save you. My sister, please, you go in front too. This picture one day will open a breakthrough for you. You don't know. The Lands Commission man is there. He's the one smiling.